Hey, thanks for joining me today. So glad that you all are here. It's a Friday, June 14th. Yeah, let's see if we got all this live. Look to be live, even though no one's here yet. Oh, a couple people on Rumble. We're on Rumble, that's right. Today, the 14th of June. How about that? I'm Tom Coffey at Coffee Nuance on all the socials on Rumble, rumble.com/Coffee Nuance/live. Just bookmark it. That's all you have to do. But it looks like we got a couple people tuning in, so we can get to it. And as soon as I got some live chat, I can actually show that on the screen. I figured that out. Oh, you say they can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, you can teach a middle-aged dude how to live stream. It is possible. Anyway, but building off of what we were talking about on Wednesday, which was just ending conversations just based on a phrase, right? So on Wednesday, the big idea, as I pull it up here, was thought terminating cliches. And look at that. I even spelled it wrong on the thumbnail. How about that? Not the thumbnail, on the title. Good thing to notice. No one else noticed either. Anyway, thought terminating cliches. Well, we've got the big one to talk about today, and that's been debunked. That's right. That's right. Welcome to the show. You know, in this age of instant information and endless scrolling, it seems we've traded in-depth discussions for one-liners and memes. There's a new magic phrase in town that's been debunked. It's like a conversational hand grenade. Pull the pin, toss it in, and watch the discussion explode into silence. But let's be real. Debunked often means I don't want to talk about it. Let's dive into some juicy examples, shall we? Remember when we all found out about Jeffrey Epstein? People said, oh, the idea that he was part of a larger ring of powerful people, that's been debunked. Debunked by who? Same folks who didn't notice him turning his cell into a noose workshop? Yeah, that's real comforting. And let's talk about like Monsanto, GMOs, the dangers of GMOs. That's been debunked. Really? Because every other week there's a new lawsuit about Roundup giving people cancer. That's debunked. I guess my coffee addiction is too. How about our elections being trustworthy? Well, hold on. I don't know if I'm even allowed to question that one, but I'll ask, by whom? The very social media platforms that profit from chaos and the politicians they support? Let's not forget Big Pharma. The opioid crisis was a calculated move by pharmaceutical companies. That's been debunked. Debunked by who? Same companies paying billions in fines while CEOs retire with golden parachutes? One of my personal favorites, the idea that the media is controlled by a handful of corporations pushing their own agendas. Oh, that's been debunked, they say. Yeah. Hey, media. Hey, Fox. Hey, Fox, keeping a good eye on the hen house? Yeah, thanks. Where all these debunkings have in common is that they serve as conversation enders. It's a lazy man's escape hatch from the hard work of thinking and discussing. It's like hitting the snooze button on your brain. That, or they know they're wrong and they just want you to shut up. We need to reclaim the art of dialogue, the thrill of investigation, the joy of saying, I don't know, let's find out. Instead of, that's been debunked. Because most of the time, the only thing being debunked is our curiosity. My name's Tom Coffey. This is the Coffee Nuance Show, the least watched commentary and news show live right now. Flame on. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining. Got some good. We'll go through all the comments here in just a sec. Look at that. I can get the comments on the screen. Boom. I can do that now. Oh, I'm so proud of myself for figuring out something that 14-year-olds could probably figure out in 10 minutes. But hey, that's what it is. But we get a lot of this. In fact, with all of the talk about Hunter Biden laptop, that has been completely like we're being gaslit about that. We're told for years that that's been debunked. That's Russian disinformation, blah, blah, blah. Well, we just had a lawsuit, turns out, in the Hunter Biden trial. It was all verified that it was legit. Everybody saying that it was Russian disinformation. They were part of an op. Pushing election interference. And I think every person in our intelligence community that pushed that should probably have their clearances revoked. But who am I to tell anyone what to do? But the initial dismissal was it was just Russian disinformation, right? Turns out, totally authentic. What about the lab leak theory, right? Initially, right, early on, the idea that it could have accidentally leaked from a lab in Wuhan, it was dismissed as a conspiracy theory. Now, it's gained a lot of credibility, although I'm not stating anything as a matter of fact. The efficacy of wearing masks for the COOF, right? Early public officials downplayed the necessity of wearing masks. And then they turned around and said, oh, no, masks are really important. And then turns out it wasn't, right? A lot of times you hear that's been debunked, and it is just a way to shut you up. It's a way to shut you down. Russiagate, Steele dossier, right? The alleged collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. Well, that was all BS. And anytime you were to question it, they would say, oh, that's been debunked. It's a totally legit thing. Well, no. Still, after all these years, not a single shred of evidence for that. We see things with our own eyes, right? Like the Hunter Biden laptop story when it was just like where you couldn't even share a link to it. I remember on Twitter, and I tried this out for myself. Sharing a link, they would remove it, even in personal messages. And when you heard everyone say, oh, that claim has been debunked, well, it turns out that wasn't true. Now, here's a recent one. And I still have mixed feelings about this. Havana syndrome. I still don't think that Havana syndrome has been debunked, although many people say it has been debunked. About them using some kind of, cosmic rays or some kind of high frequency radiation to affect people. Say, oh, that's been debunked. That's been debunked. I'm not sure that it has. I'm not sure about that. But lastly, right, the Epstein, when anyone was talking about, Gates and having a pizza for lunch, if you catch my drift, anytime there was any talk of that, that was, oh, that's all been debunked. That's all been debunked. That's been debunked. That's just a way to shut you up. Now, in hindsight, looks like a lot of it has been backed up. So anyway, that is on this Fact Check Friday. That is what I wanted to bring out. That thought ending cliche that's been debunked is the main thing I wanted to talk about today. So let's get into some of your comments. See what's going on here. And let's see. Okay. Let's start at the top. Rev says, still no American flag available in YouTube chat, but plenty of pride flags. Huh. 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 How about that? That doesn't surprise me. Although if you go on Rumble chat, I think I've made an American flag available. Oh, look here. Lucid Moments was able to get it on the YouTube chat. I've added it on the Rumble chat. We have some special personalized emoji for this channel. I think one of them is an American flag. What's up, John? Debunked. Yeah, I do kind of like that that pronunciation of it. Thanks, Joe. Hashtag Rumble Gang. Lucid made it. Happy Trump B-Day. I guess, yeah, it's Trump's birthday today, so hope he has a good birthday. What's up, Doug? With privately, Rev says, with privately funded media, you get media that's controlled by big corporations. With government-funded media, you get media that's controlled by governments who are controlled by big corporations. Very true. Very true. Wishing election interference. Nope. Okay. Yeah, a contrary opinion is not debunking. That's true. Don't believe your own lying eyes, Tom. Well, you know, sometimes our eyes are lying to us, right? That is possible. I'm just talking about you just saying things that have been debunked as a way to not explain them. Speaking of Havana, Russia has ships or subs off of Florida. Yeah, I think the Russians went over there to Cuba. So yeah, Russia always has subs off the U.S. coast. Joe says the U.S. has twice as many nuclear subs as the rest of the world combined. Well, that may be true, but maybe we need them, right? I don't know. Or that's been debunked. So I do think that it is fun, though. You can use this thing of that's been debunked. If you have someone that uses that, oh, that's debunked. Oh, that's debunked. You can have fun with it and then just start debunking everything they say. It'll be annoying, but maybe they'll get the point. You know? Anyway, I wish I had some good advice on how do you deal with people that say things have been debunked. I don't know that you can. I think that people that have bought all of the propaganda, if they've bought all of it, I don't think there's any single easy thing you can do to kind of red pill someone, to open someone's eyes. You just can't do it. What you can do is not be a jerk. Because if you're a jerk about things, people are never going to listen to you. It has a backfire effect. So what you can do is be like, oh, okay. Yes. When someone says that's been debunked, you can say, yes, the corporate media has said that it's been debunked. So what you're doing when you say that is you're agreeing with them, right? But you're also letting them know that it's not technically debunked. It's just the opinion of the corporate media, something like that. So someone can say, oh, the Hunter laptop Biden, this is like before. That's been debunked. You can say, yes, I understand that the permanent state of Washington, D.C. is making that claim. I agree. I agree with you that they are making that claim. I agree that corporate media is saying that. Right? I think that's about all you can do. Don't be a jerk and just point out that it is coming, who the source of that is. But other than that, I'm not sure what else you can do. You could try, there are debunks going both ways, and then ask why they feel the way they do and work on that point. That's an interesting point, Joe. Joe chimed in with that on over there on the YouTube. I don't think it works that much. That doesn't really work. You can try it. But I think that if someone has an opinion, right? They get their news from CNN, right? They get, Jake Tapper said it, so this is the way that it is. You can't just combat that because they just dig their heels in. That tends to be what happens, at least in my opinion. I do think it's important to point out who is doing the debunking. So you say, oh, Jake Tapper said that. Okay. Jake Tapper of CNN said that. Okay, well, I agree that Jake Tapper of CNN made that claim. So what you're going to do is just reframe who is debunking it. And rather than it being debunked, name the person or the entity that is debunking it, and then say that entity says it's debunked. Baby steps, I guess. Baby steps. Doc says, I ask what debunked means. When someone uses the term, I point out that debunk is more often than not opinion. Debunked often is used as an opinion, and it really hasn't been debunked. That's very true. I agree. People would rather be wrong than admit they are wrong. The best you can do is understand their perspective. I understand. I think that's important, is to continue to have relationships with people that you want to have relationships with, even if they are, puppeting propaganda or something like that, right? The important thing is that you don't lose them as a friend. You certainly don't want them to feel uncomfortable around you. You still want to be invited to their parties and, their birthday parties or Thanksgiving or, whatever the case may be. And so, baby steps. That would be my advice on that. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's what I do, because I lose it sometimes with people. But when you lose it with someone, you tell them what an idiot they are. Often they don't want to invite you back over. That's kind of how it goes. Yeah. Let's see. It's Rumble advert time. It could be Rumble advert time, but right now we don't have enough people watching on Rumble. Currently, I think we've got 8 people live, and we got 9 people live. If we got one more person watching on Rumble, then I might be able to do a quick ad read, which would make me feel pretty good. But here, let's do it. I will accept it, and let's start it. And we've got a live read, everybody. Okay. Rumble's exclusive apparel has finally arrived. They are now offering 20% off all purchases in the Rumble store with the discount code DROP20. If you want to support the brand that is fighting for free speech and fighting for our First Amendment, this is the best way to do it. They have tees, sweaters, hats, plus much, much more. Go to rumble.store and make sure to enter code DROP20 as the promo code gets 20% off your entire order. So thanks to Rumble for supporting this show and letting me do that quick little live read. I think mine might have made 20 cents on it or something. So that was really good. But also, what I encourage people to do with that is, if you like Rumble, get a t-shirt, get a cap. I think I want to get one. They actually offered me a cap one time and I never got it. Let's see. Lucid said, debunkers have shallow talking points that upsets them when they're asked to explain themselves. Fragile opinions. I wouldn't say just debunkers, Lucid. I think we're all that way. We're all often we can all have shallow talking points, myself including. Alan Durrell says, I'll debunk this debunk that you are debunking. Oh, okay. Gonzo, Fact Check Friday, and I think that's a little, thanks for the tip, Gonzo. I appreciate you much. I am so pumped for the UK. The Reform Party is now polling higher than the Conservative Party. That's crazy. That's crazy. Here you go, Tom. 10. Oh, thanks for that. Okay. Let's see. We've got Hunter's DK picks is just repeating the word fart over and over again. Should I pin that? I think I should maybe pin that. I can pin that. Okay, well that's a pretty cool way to participate in the chat. So you can just scream into the abyss if that is your joy. So welcome to the channel, Hunter's Dick Picks. There we go. But anyway, that's all I have for everyone today. Think about that this weekend when you're talking with people, because sometimes I also will say that's been debunked. And I think I can do better as well. Alan Durrell says, this reminds me of the Museum of Fart from Idiocracy, 2006. Idiocracy almost becoming as true as Orwell did with 1984. Both of those works of art seem to have been right on the money. So if you haven't seen Idiocracy in a long time, check it out. That's a pretty good thing. Anyway, that's all I have for everyone here today. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. I will see you on Monday, hopefully with even more new stuff. I like this, getting the comments on the screen. Anyway, until then, peace.